Finding an apartment in Paris, baby, it is not for no punks. I promise you, it is competitive here. But you can manage to land an apartment. In this video, we're going to talk about ways to boost your chances of actually securing an apartment in the competitive real estate markets in Paris and beyond. Hey, girl, hey, my name is Tanisha Mercer. I help Black women solo travel and move abroad. If that sounds like you, hit the subscribe button. Also, don't forget to share, like, and comment on the video below. Let's talk about it, y'all. It's a beautiful Sunday morning here, a bit cloudy. I am joining you, excuse me, I am joining you live from my apartment in lovely Paris, France. I have a studio loft apartment. I'm going to break down the process of how you can secure your apartment in Paris or in France, whatever region you're talking about moving to here. It is this whole thing, it is, man, it makes people really anxious because it is difficult to find an apartment here. I'm not going to lie to you. It can be difficult. It took me months to find my apartment. But if you follow these steps that I'm going to outline in this video, your apartment search will be so much easier than mine was. Okay, let's talk about it, y'all. Number one, you need to be on the ground. I'm sorry. I'm sorry to break it to you. You need to be on the ground in Paris or whatever city you're looking to move in France. Why? Many of the popular online rental sites like Le Bon Coin, like C'est Larger, and a few other ones. I will make sure I will link these sites in the description of this video. But you've got to have a French phone number to register. You really need to be on the ground. This is not like the US where you just go online and look and book your apartment and whatever. You're going to need to be on the ground because you need to be able to view an apartment quickly. The landlord or the property owner doesn't want to hear, well, hold on, I need to fly to Paris first, or wait a minute. No, you need to be on the ground here. It's going to be much easier if you are on the ground. If you get a call tomorrow or today, this afternoon, you can immediately and go and view that apartment. So you need to be on the ground. Number one, it's going to be so much easier. I went this route and I tried to get an apartment before I moved here. It worked out and it didn't work out. It did not work out. I found a beautiful apartment, much bigger than the one that I have here, but it did not work out. My partner was able to view the apartment for me. That's another thing you can do. If you've got somebody on the ground who can view the apartment for you, that's a good workaround. In my case, it didn't end up working out. But number two, this is really, really key, and I really want you guys to get this particular point. You need a strong rental file. I cannot emphasize this enough. You need a strong rental file. You're going to need your paycheck stubs. You're going to need your 1099 or whatever, or W 2, whatever your annual statement of income is going to be. You may need to provide, I don't think you need to provide your tax returns, but you're going to need to provide to show proof that you can indeed afford the apartment. One of the things you're also going to need to strengthen your rental file is you're probably going to need a guarantor. A guarantor is, they basically say that they will pay the rent to your property owner. It is one of the ways you as a foreigner are able to strengthen your file, because there are many landlords in France that will not rent to foreign people. Why? Because they want to be able to, if there is a problem, they want to be able to take you to court in France, and you as a foreign citizen makes that a bit more difficult. So get a guarantor like Guarantee Me, like Vassal. They will guarantee that your rent will be paid. It will make you a stronger rental candidate. And again, the whole thing you want to do is strengthen your file, strengthen your rental file. You want to have your documentation easily available, whether that's digitally, whether that's electronically. You want to have it easy accessible so you can, boom, send it off. There are sites that can pretty much pre-qualify you or will require you to upload your rental file. So sites like morningcroissant.com, sites like C'est Lager, Le Bon Coin, you, with the click of a button, you can send your rental file to that apartment owner or to that property owner. So another point that goes along with having a strong rental file, having a guarantor. Also, be careful. There are so many scams, baby. They are scamming. The scammers be scamming, okay? Especially in Paris. There are more apartments than there are more people looking for apartments than there are apartments. So that what does that cause? It causes an incredible black market. It causes people just be out here scamming. You want to make sure you don't send anything to anybody, no documentation, no application, no paycheck stubs, no identity before you see a place, okay? Do not have your stuff out here just willy-nilly, all right? So if you don't, I know you may want to, you may say, "Oh, I need to get a jump." No, you don't. No, you don't. You need to make sure that you are only sending your documentation to places after you've seen them. You are sending your documentation securely. Highly recommend that you like qualify, pre-send your file on sites like Laban Coin, and just be very careful of who you're sending that information to. Next, you want to use online sites that are your friends. C'est Lager, Morning Croissant, I mentioned that before. You can also look in Facebook expat communities. There are people who do list properties for rent there. There are a number of sources that you can look at. There's also a rental aggregate. I can't remember the name of that to save my life, but I will link it in the description. It is a compilation of all the rental sites, right? This way you can find, it makes it so much easier. You have to be fast and you have to be ready, okay? You need to be ready to file. You need to be ready to have that file ready and handy, have all of your information. You got the money deposit, you got all that stuff because it is so competitive. You do not want to lose out on an apartment just because you are not ready. That was my case when I lost the apartment that I really wanted before I moved here. 3 months before I moved here, I found a great apartment. I did not have a guarantor, y'all. So I lost that apartment. The landlord was willing to rent to me, but only if I had a guarantor. And so my partner was able to come in. He was doing the looking for me. He talked to the landlord. He smoothed the process out. But at the end of the day, I lost an apartment because I did not have a guarantor. And the landlord was not willing to wait. Okay. So just remember, keep in mind that strong rental file is going to be key. Looking online, finding a place is like a part-time job. Baby, you got to be ready. You need to have your sneakers laced up and ready to go. If you get a call back, I know me, I looked at so many places. I used agencies. I use all of that. I use the online property agencies are another one. Some people have found success by using agencies. I did not go that particular route. I found that agencies just never called me back. Okay. And there was one that I was trying to go through, which I think was a low key scam because the rental process, the rental period was supposed to be 3 months. And it was like a year in the actual contract. And I was like, hold on. The contract was in French. Good thing that I made sure that I read every single piece. I was turned off. This is a fairly large agency here in Paris. It's well known. I'm not going to say the name, but baby, make sure you read everything, all documentation, get it translated, use Google Translate, use whatever the translator on your iPhone, DeepL, whatever sites you need to use. Do not sign anything if you cannot understand it and you cannot read it. But agencies are one way that many people find that they're able to find a spot. Keep in mind, agencies will charge a fee, and typically you're going to pay at the higher end of the rental scale. It is difficult, but it is not impossible, y'all, for you to land your apartment in Paris or in France. Use these tips to make your apartment search easier. Do not forget you're going to need you're going to need a number in France. So don't forget, have that number, a French number, because that is how landlords are going to be able to communicate with you. Many of them will not want to send you a WhatsApp message to your US number. It's not going to happen. So get your French number to make sure that you are able to communicate with these folks who contact you about a property for rent. Good luck searching for an apartment. I know using these tips, you are going to find that apartment that you want. If you've reached the end of this video and you are not subscribed, I need you to go ahead and subscribe. That is one of the best ways to help me as a Black woman YouTube creator. Also, If you know a Black woman solo traveler or a Black woman who wants to move abroad, send her this video, send her this channel so she can subscribe. All right, you guys, happy apartment hunting. I know you can do it. Use these tips, make that apartment search here in Paris so much easier. I will talk to you next time.